The whole Diddy drama was completely turned upside down by Ally Carter. Rumor has it that she recently revealed the precise sum he allegedly attempted to throw at her in order to purchase her silence. And don't worry, it wasn't chump change. The amount of hush money involved is so substantial that the majority of people would have taken it and disappeared. However, she said no deal to Ally. She is now exposing every dubious dollar and calling him out by name. We're going to reveal the entire bribe, its shady history, and why this could be the final nail in Diddy's already rotten ship, girl. Now, let's explore the chaos. I'm not even kidding when I say that Ally Carter didn't show up to play with Diddy, you guys. Rumor has it that she revealed a crazy plan in which he supposedly pays bribes and performs his nefarious activities through a number of well-known celebrities. According to Ally, Diddy was very deliberate with his bribery and didn't just give out bribes on a regular basis. She claims that rather than being given out in person, the funds were disguised as a series of charitable contributions that were routed through the California Community Church, which is already notorious for dubious activities like membership, fees, and forced tithes. She claims that a manager connected to the church named Lou Taylor assisted in transferring the funds. Furthermore, this wasn't a haphazard decision. Lou has experience handling the money of famous people. Therefore, Ally thinks that her participation was a deliberate strategy to keep things low-key and clear the cash. Additionally, Ally spoke extensively. She claimed to have exposed the California Community Church's alleged involvement in the bribe, pointing out that their financial structure, which already required members to pay fees and tithes, made it far too simple to move big sums in and out without anybody noticing. Rumor has it that the arrangement covered up the bribe payment, making the money appear legitimate while concealing its true intent. The situation began to appear even more chaotic because the church was already notorious for its dubious financial dealings. The Kardashian link followed, and as you are well aware, the Kardashians have a relationship to the church. The church, which is owned by their mother, Kris Jenner, has been embroiled in numerous scandals over the years. Rumor has it that the Kardashians were somewhat aware of Diddy's antics, particularly because Kim unfollowed Diddy on Instagram right before the federal government inspected his homes. Additionally, there are now suspicions that Diddy hired Kris Jenner to assist him in compensating his victims, disguising the bribe money as church donations. The church wasn't even a place of worship, according to accounts. It was a cover. According to the sources, it was used to transfer hush money, enabling Diddy and his group to compensate witnesses and victims without drawing attention to themselves or the IRS. The payments were disguised as charitable contributions, making it nearly hard to track down the true destination of the funds. Ally links it all to Lou Taylor and the California Community Church, which supporters think was founded especially to assist influential people in keeping their secrets hidden. But hold on, there's more. The church arrangement was also connected by insiders to a much larger game called tax evasion. According to insiders, the church's financial system served as a means of evading taxes on large bonuses in addition to stifling criticism.
24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They are doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story. Now, to cover myself, everything in this video is a legend, honey. This is what I digged up, and I don't know how much truth is to it, but there's reportings, okay? So everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Keep that in mind. So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever. So I was like, let me look into this Lou Taylor person. I'm thinking Lou Taylor was a guy who was a woman with a husband, whole husband, and they doing ministry and everything. Now, mind you, y'all remember the whole thing with Britney Spears? So come to find out, Lou Taylor, this gets deep, y'all, hold on. Okay, so Lou Taylor is the CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment. She's like a business manager icon. Now, Mike, do y'all know the Lohans? What's the Lindsay Lohan? So she apparently, allegedly, she has been behind most of these stars' conservatorship situations, especially Britney Spears. So before we talk about Britney, Mike Lohan, which is the Lohan girl, Lindsay Lohan's daddy, accused Lou Taylor and the mama Dina Lohan for trying to put Lindsay Lohan in a conservatorship concerning her money. Also, allegedly, there's a lawsuit from 2021 with Astroworld tragedy, and she's being sued for employment discrimination. This is what this Lou lady is. Now, Lou Associates maintain intense control also over Britney Spears' life and money. And she was behind even the conservatorship of why Britney Spears had that conservatorship, because she ended up becoming the business manager and took over the financial pieces of Britney Spears.
The most intriguing part of this situation is that rumors are circulating that Diddy attempted to buy Ally silence prior to the trial. Diddy reportedly offered her a bribe in the millions to let her go without a trace before the trial began. It's also reasonable to conclude that Ally was not the only person who reportedly received a bribe offer, given that the feds claimed that one of the key witnesses in the case miraculously vanished before the trial. But hold on, things become more complicated. Ally asserted that the federal authorities were aware of Diddy's activities long before they ever took action, as if the alleged bribe wasn't outrageous enough. This wasn't a quick takedown in her opinion. The walk was leisurely. The delay also says a lot. Diddy and his inner circle weren't the only people Ally pointed fingers at. She accused the entire legal system of contributing to the issue. She even went so far as to accuse the Department of Justice of being personally responsible for concealing evidence in Diddy's case. She claims that prosecutors played down Cassie Ventura's 2001 video, saying they first couldn't find the clip. However, according to Ally, they had it all along and only made some of it public once the media began to raise too many concerns. This wasn't just a casual mix-up to her. She thinks the DOJ purposefully chose to conceal that video in order to save Diddy's reputation.
So let's talk about who's guilty here. The DOJ released a video that at first everybody said they couldn't find a video of Cassie Ventura being beaten. They couldn't find it, it didn't exist. You saw one clip, and then you saw DOJ release another clip to the news. So the DOJ had that clip to begin with. So the people who are telling you that they don't have the Epstein file, they're full of shit. What other way do you want me to explain that? They're lying to you. The ones that are telling you, Pam Bondi, that she only had a little bit, they're bullshit. Bullshit. Because they told you the same thing, and now you're seeing it with the Sean Combs case. They told you they just had a little bit of a video, and then it got released. That's on the DOJ. They lied to you. They told you that nothing happened, that this man, Sean Combs, was just this rap mogul that everybody loved. No, he couldn't have hurt nobody. He couldn't have did anything, and then all this stuff came out. Well, he did that. But yeah, he couldn't have did anything else, and then something else came out. Okay, well, maybe he did that too. But he couldn't have did anything else, and then something else comes out. How many people did you hear say, I left a party early? I knew about I knew about children being there. I knew about him hell out of females. I knew about the parties going on with multiple people, so it wasn't just Sean Combs. I knew about all of that, but I left early, so guilty. How many people did you hear say about Cassie Ventura that I knew that she was being a I knew that she was wrong. I knew what he was doing, but I'm just now speaking about it. Guilty. Coward. How many maids did it take to clean up a penthouse suite? Know that there was blood and glass everywhere, but they kept their mouth shut because they got paid. Guilty. So we're not talking, let's go back down to the bottom.
Ally was clear about one thing. Diddy wasn't the only person involved. She repeatedly brought up the fact that such circumstances have occurred in the past and likened it to how the Epstein files were concealed in order to shield influential individuals. There is an obvious pattern in her eyes. Victims are silenced, evidence is buried, and the wealthy escape with no real repercussions. She thinks that the way the DOJ handled Diddy's case is just another instance of how the system shields the powerful while keeping the rest of the population in the dark. Ally was quite irritated with the DOJ's handling of the most serious charges. She specifically criticized New York prosecutors, including Maureen Comey, saying they disregarded the child-related accusations. She argues that the allegations were never brought up, despite the fact that they were a part of the broader case. That seemed deliberate to Ally, as if they were attempting to avoid adding even more damaging accusations. She discussed her personal involvement in the case as well. She claims that she was on the verge of being included to the witness list. However, she was fired once authorities discovered that she intended to discuss Diddy's alleged involvement with kids. She also claims that she wasn't alone. She thinks the removal of several witnesses was done on purpose to keep the most damaging information out of the public eye and out of the courtroom.
I heard that there was 100 witnesses on the case, and I don't know if they even got through all of those witnesses, but Maureen Comey is the prosecutor of this case, on this case in New York City, and she never asked about the children. And you know, there's so many people who wanted me to be a witness on this.
And girl, she didn't stop there. She continued discussing what she considers to be some of Hollywood's darkest secrets. And given the unsettling things we already know about the industry, you all know that she's going to reveal some serious information. She made grave allegations regarding the abuse of children that takes place behind closed doors. She also asserted that it wasn't an isolated incident. She became more outspoken when she accused the federal government of knowing about the abuse and doing nothing about it. Ally thinks the authorities have long had all the information they require, but they choose to ignore it.